Hi, this is Liam from Turn Sounds, and using your computer or laptop in the bathtub is counterproductive.
I'll take it. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Droid is ready.
Hello there.
No droid.
That R2 unit is in prime condition.
I'm with the droid on this one.
Wow, relax your droid.
Congratulations.
Hello there, and watch me turn my phone on silent. Rookie mistake. Astromech, hello there, and Isaac Mark Anthony with you. This is the Star Wars show for you, the Star Wars people. Brought to you by us, the Star Wars hosts. So, Isaac Mark Anthony, your host here with you. Admiral Isaac Bar, you know me as, joined by...
Youngling Liam. Darth Liam.
Look, youngling Liam says it all.
It does.
You know?
Young at heart.
Yes.
Young at heart.
And if there are shades that need to be lowered,
I'm your guy.
he's the guy.
Yeah.
Episode 106. This is CVI, brought to you by Qui-Gon Jinn. You know, I like a good Qui-Gon Jinn. I like Liam Neeson, and
There's always a bigger fish.
yes, indeed. Yeah, let Qui-Gons be bygones, as Maul would say.
I love that meme so much.
Alrighty, so we got quite a decent palette for today. Should be an entertaining show. As always, your thoughts, questions, and suggestions to turnsounds@gmail.com. Hit us up, tell us how we're doing, because we live to entertain you, bring you the freshest facts about Star Wars. I got a thought of the day which I'd like to start you off with. I do some thinking from time to time, and as I watch the movies, these things tend to come out of the woodwork. So I was watching episode 3 and a bit of the Clone Wars series, actually.
Yeah.
And it gets stated quite a few times that the Jedi Order, they're supposed to be guardians of the peace, right? Protectors of the light and whatever. With the key focus being that they're not soldiers, right? They're not supposed to be in the war. They're not supposed to be attaching themselves to any political this or that, right? My thought here is say that they actually observe that, right? Where they say, no, we're gonna stand back, and if things go too far, we'll help out or whatever. But we're not going to be part of this. I reckon the Republic falls within the week, right?
Yeah, fair.
So if you've watched any of the Clone Wars things, any episode that's got like clones and like a Jedi Master accompanying them, take the Jedi Master away, the clones lose 100 times over. Because they just it's a no-brainer to me. Like,
I've never thought of that, but yeah, you're right.
in the very first episode of the Clone Wars, where you've got Yoda up against like battalions of droids, and they say something like, one Jedi is worth 1,000 droids or something like that. So
It's probably being generous, I think.
yeah, it makes sense to me, like a crazy amount. Like, you can't not have the world's best fighters, not at the front lines. Like, how I don't get how that's looked upon with a frown.
Yeah, I agree. And I suppose like they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, aren't they? If they do go by their code and say we're keepers of the peace, so we're not going to get involved because this is a political matter and a political war, then everyone's going to be like, there is so much death, we're on the verge of being absolutely annihilated, and you guys are sitting there going, oh yes, we must be good.
Yeah, they'd be
Like,
called
do something.
selfish. Yeah.
And then I imagine the Jedi would be forced to step in anyways because they have to protect the innocent and protect peace.
Yeah. I suppose. Yeah. So where it's said that they go wrong is where they actively are part of attacks on certain, separatist systems and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, leading the charge. Okay.
And we get the whole general sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like General Kenobi and
Yeah.
yeah, you guys are soldiers now.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just thinking about that, and was for all this talk about, we're not soldiers, we're keepers of the peace and all of that. Like,
You lie.
yeah, big time. So yeah, that's
a good thought. That is a good thought.
yeah. All right. Well, anything from you at all? Or no?
Whoa. Well, it sort of leads into, I guess, reviewing the Bad Batch, but I just like the phrase "good soldiers follow orders."
Oh yeah.
Like, it's such a cool phrase.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but you hear it and you're like, oh, I know what's coming. But yeah, it's such a well-chosen words.
Absolutely. We're going to be going into episode 6 and 7 review of Bad Batch.
Yes.
Absolutely we will, but I'm 100% behind that as well. It's just like, hey, you want to be a good soldier? What do you have to do?
Yeah, follow orders.
Yeah, follow orders. Pure and simple. All right, let's play a game now. We're going to play Jobs in Star Wars.
We have
Excellent.
reached the part in the program where we discuss possible jobs in Star Wars.
So, Liam, you're in the Star Wars universe. Well, technically,
am.
we all are, aren't we?
We are.
We're just one of the planets.
I'm one with the Force, and the Force is with
Yeah.
me.
So, you got to make money. What do you do? I'm going to say that there is a definite need for an interspecies lawyer of some kind.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, okay, so you got a planet like Coruscant, say, or even the scum and villainy hives of Tatooine, where you got multiple different cultures or aliens bringing their cultures with them, and they've got these conflicts, right? So you need someone who can say, no, old fish face over here is allowed to do this because that's their, that's the thing that they do, right? As long as it's not infringing upon someone else. Whereas someone on the I don't know, what's a dry planet? Like Jawas. Okay, so the Jawas might be deeply offended at something that the fish people do.
Yeah.
But it's okay, because, and so I'm saying you got, I was along the Better Call Saul route, and I just came up with Paul, and then it's Better Call Paul, but yeah. So
Yeah, tomato.
Paul comes along, says, stop everything. This is what the law of the planet says, and this is how we can do this.
Yeah, I like that.
Hmm.
I really like that. It'd be very necessary, wouldn't it?
Hmm. And I'd imagine as well, like you look at Mandalorian, like the Sand People, and that language barrier between the Sand People and everyone else. So I got to imagine as well that he also comes with either a translator droid or he's just fluent in.
Yeah, I imagine he'd have a protocol droid like C-3PO with him, right?
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't get away from that.
Or there again, we're going to talk about Bad Batch, but either that or he has some kind of like Lobot type thing which does
Ooh,
the
yes.
translating for him.
Yeah. Well, I guess either makes sense. The interesting part would be, like, is it just a given that if you're going to go, if you're going to travel from planet to planet, like, is it law to understand, okay, I have to abide by the laws of this planet? Do you know that in advance? Like, what are the customs there? They don't really go into that in Star Wars.
No, not really.
Because you'd still need the lawyer. But
Yeah, but he could just hologram in, surely.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, there must be like some sort of galactic law that says, if you're traveling to this planet, you must be versed enough in their culture to understand what you can and can't do. If you break that, then I guess you're subject to the punishment
Yeah.
of this planet.
Well, I mean, and it's funny
comes Mr.
because
Lawyer.
you look at even in our world, right? The different cultures where you look someone in the eye to talk to them versus it's rude to look someone in the eye, right? But then you have all these aliens with multiple eyes, right? Where do I go? Yeah.
Good one. I like that.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
And this has been Jobs in Star Wars.
Jobs in Star Wars is good.
Yeah. Alrighty, I did tease this a little while ago. We have an email or so to go through, and whenever the emails come up, we have a little droid.
Excellent.
A dusty box in the corner. If you wouldn't mind, Liam, just powering that up. Very nice.
Several transmissions were beamed to the ship by rebel spies.
Just 5 minutes of your time, little email.
All right. Ben always does that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a way with powering up old R4D5 there.
Hasn't taught me yet.
Yeah.
One
Good
day.
morning.
Oh,
Hello.
good morning, I suppose. Well, I mean, it's not the morning, but
Yes.
no.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Okay, we need to do some work there.
All right. Forever. Yeah. Turnsounds@gmail.com. Please let us know. So, old Alexandria Marie Skywalker sends us a message, says, "Hey guys, thought to email because I was listening to an 80s rock playlist on Spotify, who don't sponsor us, but they could. And Let's Dance by David Bowie came on. And I was singing the version you guys do on the podcast. Doesn't that happen? Like, I mean, forever am I annoying Andrew, our other co-host, with that one because he just can't get, the David Bowie spin-off that we did. And she says, also, what is your opinion on Mark Hamill joining TikTok? All too easy. So, did you know that Mark Hamill was on TikTok?
I did not.
Neither did I. And so, just prior to this show commencing, I actually pulled up a video of his account on
Ooh,
TikTok.
here we go.
And this is what it is.
Unbelievable how some of us can spend years on this app, post hundreds of hours of content, never crack 1 million views. And this actor shows up from some old-ass movie, drops one video, gets 3 million hits, and 500,000 followers in a day! This is bullshit!
Hi, it's that actor from that old-ass movie. What a wonderfully warm welcome to TikTok you've given me. And it's nice to see another satisfied customer.
It is unbelievable.
That was about it.
Handles it like a boss.
Yeah, trolling on the TikToks, Mark Hamill.
Savage.
Yeah. So, my opinion on Mark Hamill being on TikTok makes it a better platform, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. I am not on TikTok, so I don't know, but kudos to Mark Hamill for getting on it.
I have to say, regarding Mark Hamill, I appreciate that he hasn't, and respect to him, taken the Harrison Ford route. The grumpy old man type, I don't really care about any of that type. Anybody interviews Harrison Ford, and you just see him go, oh, like, I've had enough. But Mark Hamill's still very much for the fans, and
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah, there is a bit of an age difference there as well. So he's got, I think Harrison Ford's a good 10 or so years older.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I didn't realize it was such a gap.
Yeah, it was like 40 or 40 odd or something when he first did Star Wars.
Are you serious?
I'm never sure when I get questioned about something I've just said, but I remember hearing that quite a bit. So,
man, he doesn't look 40 in it.
No.
Kudos to him.
Yeah, because American Graffiti he started, I believe, with George Lucas, but again, I don't trust a word I'm saying when you're looking at me so blankly like that. All right, well, that's all research to be done for another day. In fact, for next episode, I'll have a look at that and make sure I'm not talking trash here.
So viewers, you got to be onto it. You got to remind us.
All right, now for something which I've been looking forward to. We know it as the Sacred Jedi Texts.
The sacred Jedi texts.
My programming forbids me from translating it.
If only that was so. Now, today's one is possibly the most ambitious one we have ever done.
Ooh.
Mostly because there's quite a few characters and there's only 2 of us. So,
We'll make it work.
yeah, today we are going to be looking at what is this? The Cantina Scene, Episode 4. So you've got it up on your phone there when you're ready.
Sure do.
The Cantina Scene, and is a couple of... It's one big sort of collage, if you will. Does that make sense? And among them we have C-3PO. We've got the bartender. We have Luke. We've got the random alien whose language I don't know. We've got the I don't like you either guy. Mm-hmm. That's just...
Yep.
He's called the human on this, but we all know. Yep. We've got old Ben, of course. We've got, I think, a bit of a Chewie thing. We've got stormtroopers, and we've got Han. So, yeah. Put on your talent hats because off we go.
Let's get it.
All right. So I am saying, Liam, if you can remember this, you're the I don't like you either guy. You're also his alien friend.
Okay.
You're Han and Chewbacca.
Yep.
And the bartender.
And the bartender. All right.
How do you like that? All right.
Let's figure this out.
So I'll be Luke, old Ben, and C-3PO.
Cool.
I think that's it. I'll be narrating as well. So here we go. Let me just check we're still recording because I have that fear sometimes. All right, we are. All right. So interior Tatooine, Mos Eisley Cantina. Also, always turnsounds@gmail.com. How are we gonna do this? Do you switch off and skip it when we do this? Because we have a lot of fun, so I hope you do too. Let us know. Okay, the young adventurer and his 2 mechanical servants follow Ben Kenobi into the smoke-filled cantina. Death sticks. The murky, moldy den is filled with a startling array of weird and exotic alien creatures and monsters at the long metallic bar. At first, the sight is horrifying. One-eyed, thousand-eyed, slimy, furry, scaly, tentacled, and clawed creatures huddle over drinks. Ben moves to an empty spot at the bar near a group of repulsive but human scum. A huge, rough-looking bartender stops Luke and the robots.
We don't serve their kind here.
Luke, still recovering from the shock of seeing so many outlandish creatures, doesn't quite catch the bartender's drift. What?
Your droids, they'll have to wait outside. We don't want them in here.
Luke looks at old Ben, who is busy talking to one of the galactic pirates. He notices several of the gruesome creatures along the bar giving him a very unfriendly glare. Luke pats 3PO on the shoulder. Listen, why don't you wait outside by the speeder? We don't want any trouble. I heartily agree with you, sir. 3PO and his stubby partner go outside. Stubby partner?
That's the best way to describe R2.
Yeah, why not? Go outside, and most of the creatures at the bar go back to their drinks. A lot of exposition here. Ben is standing next to Chewbacca, an 8-foot-tall, savage-looking creature resembling a huge grey bush baby monkey with a fierce baboon-like fangs. His large blue eyes dominate a fur-covered face and soften his otherwise awesome appearance. Over his matted furry body, he wears 2 chrome... Come on, Anthony, what is this word? Bandoliers?
Guess so. Bandoliers.
I'll have to find out what that is. And little else. He is a 200-year-old Wookiee and a sight to behold. Ben speaks to the Wookiee, pointing to Luke several times during his conversation, and the huge creature suddenly lets out a horrifying laugh. Luke is more than a little bit disconcerted and pretends not to hear the conversation between Ben and the giant Wookiee. Luke is terrified but tries not to show it. He quietly sips his drink, looking over the crowd for more sympathetic ear or whatever. A large, multi-eyed creature gives Luke a rough shove.
Nicola de Wagi, Walduga.
Nice. The hideous freak is obviously drunk. Luke tries to ignore the creature and turns back on his drink. Okay? A short, grubby human and an even smaller rodent-like beast join the belligerent monstrosity.
He doesn't like you.
I'm sorry.
I don't like you either.
The big creature is getting agitated and yells out some unintelligible gibberish at the now rather nervous young adventurer.
Don't insult us. You just watch yourself. We're wanted men. I have the death sentence in 12 systems.
I'll be careful then.
You'll be dead.
The rodent lets out a grunt and everything at the bar moves away. Luke tries to remain cool, but it isn't easy. His 3 adversaries ready their weapons. Old Ben moves in behind Luke. This little one's not worth the effort. Come, let me get you something. The powerful blow from the unpleasant creature sends the young would-be Jedi sailing across the room, crashing through tables and breaking a large jug filled with a foul-looking liquid. Does he? Do you remember that?
No, not particularly.
I know he shoves him backward.
Yeah.
Okay. With a blood-curdling shriek, the monster draws a wicked chrome laser pistol from his belt and levels it at old Ben. The bartender panics.
Oh, yeah, that's me. No blasters! No blasters!
With the astounding agility of old Ben's laser sword sparks to life. In a flash, an arm lies on the floor. The rodent is cut in 2, and the giant multiple-eyed creature lies doubled, cut from chin to groin. Gee,
Whoa.
They had something in mind for that. Wow, split down the middle. All right, Ben carefully and precisely turns off his laser sword and replaces it on his utility belt. Luke, shaking and totally amazed at the old man's abilities, attempts to stand. The entire fight has lasted only a matter of seconds. The cantina goes back to normal, although Ben is given a respectable amount of room at the bar. Luke, rubbing his bruised head, approaches the old man with a new awe. Ben points to the Wookiee. This is Chewbacca, his first mate on a ship that might suit our needs. Okay, now we're getting there. Here we go. Exterior Tatooine, Mos Eisley Street. 3PO... Oh, I meant to remove this because it's just kind of a useless bit. 3PO places in front of the cantina as R2 carries on an electric conversation with another little red Astromech droid. Astro droid. A creature comes out of the canteen and approaches 2 stormtroopers in the street. I don't like the look of this. Oh, it was a terrible 3PO.
That was Ben.
Yeah. What's 3PO?
I don't like the look of this.
R2, I don't like the look of this. I don't know. Interior Tatooine cantina. Strange creatures play exotic big band music on an old-looking instrument as Luke, still giddy, downs a fresh drink and follows Ben and Chewbacca both to where Han Solo is sitting. Han is a tough, roguish star pilot about 30 years old. Maybe he was 30 years old.
I would have thought that.
Okay. A mercenary on a starship. He is simple, sentimental, and cocksure.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
Come on. Deeper.
Chewie here tells me you're looking for passage to the Alderaan system.
Yes, indeed. Is it a fast ship?
Fast ship? You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Ben reacts to Solo's stupid attempt to impress them with obvious misinformation.
I've outrun Imperial starships, not the local bulk cruisers, mind you. I'm talking about the big Corellian ships. Now, she's fast enough for you, old man. What's the cargo?
Only passengers, myself, the boy, 2 droids, and no questions asked.
What is it, some kind of local trouble?
Let's just say we'd like to avoid any Imperial entanglements.
Well, that's the trick, isn't it? And it's going to cost you something extra. 10,000 in advance.
10,000? We can almost buy our own ship for all that.
But who's going to fly it, kid? You?
You bet I could. I'm not a... Ah, no! It's the one line I was hoping to get right. You bet I could. I'm not such a bad pilot myself. We don't have to sit here and listen. We haven't that much with us, but we could pay you 2,000 now plus 15 when we reach Alderaan.
17, huh?
Han ponders this for a few moments.
Okay. You guys got yourself a ship. We'll leave as soon as you're ready. Docking Bay 94.
94.
Looks like somebody's beginning to take an interest in your handiwork.
Ben and Luke turn around to see 4 Imperial stormtroopers looking at the dead bodies and asking the bartender some questions. The bartender points to the booth.
All right, we'll check it out.
The stormtrooper looks over at the booth, but Luke and Ben are gone. The bartender shrugs his shoulders in puzzlement.
17,000. Those guys must be really desperate. This could really save my neck. Get back to the ship and get her ready.
Yes, and scene.
That was tougher than I thought it was going to be.
That was insane. Man, good effort, I would say.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah.
We did good on that one.
I was a little bit dreading the going back and forth between Luke and old Ben, and it was a tricky thing there. But
yeah, you handled it well.
Thank you. You've got a good I don't like you either guy on you. Yeah, I know he has a name. It's like Ponda Barber or something.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it?
I think that's
not human.
No. Yeah. It's funny as well. You look at the scripts, and this one comes from imdbscript.com, by the way, just so thank you for that. And the older scripts have quite a few changes in them that never made it. For instance, Yoda was blue in the script.
Whoa.
Yeah, imagine that.
That's weird. It's very weird.
All right. Well, with that one, again, turnsounds@gmail.com. Let us know you're there and listening, please. We are always very happy to have engagement from people who are listening. So we're going to move now into episodes 6 and 7 of The Bad Batch as streaming on Disney+, who don't sponsor us, but they could.
Please.
First of all, Liam, I believe there are some spoilers ahead, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yes, there are. So, spoilers ahead!
Indeed. So, you've been warned. This is a very spoiler-packed episode. So, episodes 6 and 7 of Bad Batch. First of all, 6. We only just saw number 7, so that's good and fresh in our minds.
Fresh.
Yes, indeed. So, first of all, episode 6. This is the one where they are looking for an intel droid. One of the scrap yards.
Yep.
I forget where.
So do I.
Yep. But it opens up with Echo giving like an archery lesson to Omega in one of the seedy bar that I think Sid owns. So yeah, how'd you like that?
I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, it's really cool, but I would have thought like she's struggling with it. So wouldn't it make sense to just give her a blaster?
We said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
My Shelby and me, we were like, okay, so you don't have the strength. Aren't blasters way easier to carry, to conceal, to shoot, to aim?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, just give her a blaster.
Yeah.
You do you, kid.
Yeah.
If you wanna be an archer, you go for it.
I did have a think about it, and maybe like the friction motion of like opening it and letting it twang back means that it's like self-sustaining, like it doesn't use ammo, perhaps.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I mean, I have no idea.
From Star Wars perspective.
Yeah, and it doesn't like have more power than an average like blaster bullet.
So it might be a bit safer for her.
Don't know, but yeah. So
Yeah.
interesting because it's cool because it gives her something to progress from. Like
Yeah.
right at the start, we see her
Yeah.
struggling. She's missing all these shots, and there are people laughing and placing bets against her. And
Poor kid.
but again, anytime this show does like a teaching moment where any one of the crew like is able to teach Omega something, really cool. I think.
Yeah, I like it.
Especially with us kind of being the metaphorical Omega in that situation, where we don't know a whole lot about the world really, and like we don't know how they operate, and so we're learning with them. Yeah,
I never thought of it like that, but yeah, we definitely relate to Omega in that, or Omega.
Omega. Yeah. Oh man, in this next episode, there's a couple of words, but oh boy. Yeah, and then they go in. The main thing about this episode, right? I'll just cut straight to the trace, if I may.
Yeah.
So Rafa and Trace, the Martez sisters.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
I like it and I don't like it. Like, it was nice to have a bit of a tie-in because I thought, okay, when I watched them in the Clone Wars, they seemed like throwaway characters almost.
Right.
Gave Ahsoka a bit of a character development, but there was really nothing outside of that, and then they just disappeared, and we don't know what's happened to them. So I like that they've made an appearance again, but in the same time, it was almost like they didn't really know what exactly they were going for with them. Like, are they going to be dodgy? Yes, they like to do shady stuff. That's their role. They toe the line between being dodgy and being good, I think. Yeah, it just wasn't really working for me with like Omega and whatnot. I'm like, well, you would have thought you'd go, actually, Ahsoka was okay. So
yeah.
let's hear these guys out a bit. Yeah,
Okay.
didn't sort of hit home for me, but I did like getting to see them again.
Okay, because I suppose the sore spot for me and many others was they were introduced, like you say, in season 7 of Clone Wars, and that was the final series. Everybody knew it, unless you're counting Bad Batch as like season 8, but that's a different thing. So they had like a 4-episode arc, I think, or something, and these are like precious real estate episodes.
Yeah.
Where you could be filling it with just about anything else, and it just seemed like, why in these precious last episodes are we like wasting time on an arc which doesn't really propel Ahsoka any further forward, other than a bit of realization as to like what's going on in the world and whatnot. And so I was very happy to see them go. Like, right, done. I see what you were kind of trying to do, but they just seemed like they were making annoying decisions, like dropping the spice load and whatnot and lying about whatever. Okay, so they appear in this episode again behind masks, and straight away you're like, I know who you are. And I'm not that thrilled to see you, but, here you are. And they become this competition for the Bad Batch, for this head, tactical droid head. What follows is possibly the best joke in the entire Star Wars franchise, where Rafa, I believe, or Chase says something about like, we need a diversion, and then straight away her sister says, what we need is a diversion. And so Chase is like, is there an Echo in here? To which Echo then jumps up and goes, yes. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I did appreciate
Echo.
that.
I'm Echo. Ah.
So cheesy, but so good.
Yeah, it was like they've had that in their pocket for some time,
You
waiting
can tell
to
they were
use.
like, yes, we've got our time.
Absolutely. No, it made me laugh. Yeah, I think it landed well. So it ends sort of like with them they get given the intel, to go out and help someone. That's what they've said. Bad Batch giving it to the sisters. And the episode ends with both of them sort of saying to a hologram in a hood, I know where these troopers are, and they might interest you. So you're like, darn, you're up to it again, pretty much. And in Star Wars history and lore, anybody in a hood, right? They're some kind of Some kind of either evil person who doesn't want their face shown, or just some in-hiding Jedi is the... Well, that was certainly what I assumed.
Yeah,
Was that about the same for you?
pretty much. I definitely straight away thought, Ahsoka? But like, no, she wouldn't be hiding her identity from him. Mm-hmm. But then I thought maybe Maul.
Oh, yeah.
He's a crime lord now.
Yep.
So, yeah, maybe they've decided to buddy up with him.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Okay. And that's when we start up this episode 7. So this is Battle Scars. I think the other one was called Disassemblement or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. So Battle Scars, episode 7. It begins again in the bar. I kind of like that there is this like social hub that there's like their headquarters that they're... Yeah.
Which doesn't... Like, it's not their ship.
No.
They've got somewhere to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Begins there, and this is kind of what I was gonna. This traces back to my interspecies lawyer thing and being bilingual and all of that. We see this creature who, you know, if you're a Star Wars nerd, who, you know, get a life, all right. You know the name of this alien. If I just said the head that does that and like shapes like that, you know,
reminds me of a hammerhead shark a little bit.
Yeah, great. Hammerhead shark alien guy. And usually, if you've played like the video game stuff, they have like a type language that they speak.
Become a sound file.
But this guy, he's got some kind of thing attached to his head, like a headset with a mic near his mouth, and you can hear his native language coming through, but overlaid over the top of that is like basic, right? He's speaking in English.
I did not pick up on that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's got like this headset on, and I was like, huh. Because
that is neat.
They totally could have just had him alien language and then subtitle, because, you know, famously in Star Wars, everybody understands everybody, no matter what they're speaking. Somehow. But no, they chose to give him like a translator, right? So, you know, old lawyer could have had just one of those, you know? He could. Who knows?
He could.
That was a side thing. But they're harassing this cloaked figure sitting down.
Oh, yes.
Right? Why don't you talk us through that? How do you feel?
With pleasure. About who it was? Or I didn't think it was going to be him.
No?
No. I thought it was going to be the bounty hunter. I thought that bounty hunter had tracked him down. From Mandalorian.
Ah.
So I'm like, oh, man. She found him already?
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw it was Rex, I'm like, yes!
Yeah.
I got so excited.
Yeah.
So, you hear some gunshots, and the Bad Batch are out back talking to Sid about a deal and how they're in debt.
Yeah.
Which my understanding was because
Popcorn.
Wrecker and Omega are eating space popcorn.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Hey, how do you get in debt for eating space popcorn? I don't even
You
know.
buy lots of it.
Yeah. That must be some like really expensive popcorn.
It looks good though, man.
It does look really good.
Oh.
Really, yeah.
If you've ever had like those honey cashew type things, yeah, it's got to be them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Anyways, they hear some gunshots. So you see, why am I blanking on his name? Hunter. Hunter rolls out with his pistol, ready to go. What's going on? And all of a sudden you see this hooded figure who is now revealed, Rex. Like,
because you see the arm extended, right?
Yeah.
And he's got a white sort of armored thing with a blue stripe down the side, and that for me, like straight away.
I still hadn't clicked at that point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, that looks familiar. And then when I saw his face, I'm like, that's why it looks familiar.
Yeah. Well, at first you see like the classic, what I'm gonna call like the, what's his name in Lord of the Rings? Come on. Strider guy. I hate myself for this. All right. He's sitting there in the tavern in the corner smoking, and
it's been years since I've watched that.
there's a stream of light coming. Liam, would you lower the shades, please?
My whole life has led to this moment.
There is sun that's smacking me right in the face here.
Yoda's going to be pissed.
No, it's not working. You got to watch your headphones there. Yeah. There's this guy who's there, and he is sitting in the corner, you know, very loosely lit. That's good. Thank you. What the heck is his name?
Do you know the actor?
Is it
Aragon?
It's Aragon, isn't it?
The king.
Yeah.
Aragon. Aragon's the king.
I can't believe this. I really can't believe this. Anyway, I only got space for one fandom at a time in my head. Anyhow, so he's sitting there in the
Priorities.
corner, and we see like his eyebrows and his eyes sort of like squinting through the darkness. I thought, you remember that Jedi from the Clone Wars who was like, he had like dreadlocks, and he was all about like parkour and flipping around the place.
Yeah, he had some run-ins with Obi-Wan, hey?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if he
Well-
died or just
Yeah, I can't remember.
walked off
actually.
in the sunset. I thought it was him, just briefly. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, so
That
you
would have
saw.
been cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
Anyway, so it was Rex. We're all happy it was Rex. You know, that was a great time all around. You see Wrecker come up and give him a hug, and it's all very endearing. We find out from there that Rex knows they don't have their inhibitor chips taken out. So there's our call to adventure for today's episode. And okay, so off they go to the junk planet.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
About the junk planet? I'm happy with it. I like it. It's a graveyard of ships. That's always cool. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say other than that. It's awesome.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a cheeky opportunity for old Filoni or whoever the animators are, and I bet you this will come out. You take a still picture of, you know, the outside look we get of all of the junk ships and whatnot. I bet you there'll be like outlines of some special ships in there that only if you like really look at them,
Yeah.
tilt your head a bit.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, there'll be a Nubian in there. There'll be like a, you know, some early type of Imperial Tidarian, this or that.
I need to rewatch that now and
I reckon.
yeah, I would believe that.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason for that is, for some reason, I just kind of accept this as we go, but Rex knows that there's going to be a medical bay in one of the early Venator Jedi cruiser ships or whatever that they can use to take the thing out, and off they go. That's when they get teased that, you know, there's a whole lot of junk and stuff in the water. Don't go near the water. And it had me wondering, what do you reckon was in the water?
After we see it or beforehand?
Before and after, actually.
Okay, beforehand, I had no idea, but the first thing that I flashed to was Empire Strikes Back and that weird fish thing on Dagobah. Don't know why my mind went there.
Oh, okay.
No, yep.
Okay,
but
yep.
afterwards, I'm like, is that a Sarlacc?
No, I
Okay.
was either saying in my head canon, like junk, it's surely like the Dianoga, like the trash compactor monster from episode 4, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, you know, junk, tentacles, and all of that.
Wow.
Surely.
That's terrifying now, considering
Yeah. I
it's
think
been a baby or something on the starship.
Yeah. Oh,
That
who
was
knows?
pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, I was saying to myself, like, possibly Rathtar type thing, like from
I thought that as well.
Force Awakens.
But I thought Sarlacc because it had that squelching squeal sound at one point too.
Yep.
Like that sounded like a Sarlacc too.
Yeah.
Had the circular sort of the mouth with the teeth around.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looked very much like a Sarlacc.
I
don't know if Sarlaccs can live underwater.
No, I'm saying Dianoga. I reckon we've had enough from the previous like movie and stuff to draw that conclusion. So I would
go.
say so. I'd say so. And that
That
was,
is
you know,
cool.
it was fun.
That is a cool tie-in.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, then they're there in the medical bay, and this is where things really start to move along. You get Wrecker there the whole time, and at the start of the episode as well, he takes another knock to the head, and I'm like, no more. Like, stop knocking him on the head.
Yeah.
Enough. And he suddenly snaps right under all of the pressure. You see it.
Yeah.
And the thing they did with the music and like with the sound, did you notice all of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it put me on the edge of my seat so bad. I'm like, oh gosh, that was so well done.
Yeah. So the music goes, everything's suddenly silent, and you
Yeah.
have like this zoom, and you're just like, oh man, oh no.
And then the eyes open.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you see a complete personality change.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously with what he's saying and stuff, but the way he's walking is all
Yeah.
upright. It's not all hunched over like he used to be.
No, completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so well done.
Yeah.
And like I guess there was a part of me that's like, yes, the good guys are going to prevail, but in the same sense, well, no, maybe they won't.
That's it.
Like
That's
they
it.
could all die. Or Rex could die. They might have no other choice but to kill him. So I was really like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen
With
here?
Wrecker, yeah?
Wrecker, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very, very much like, I actually don't know how this will play out. Everything in me says good guys prevail. That's very much the standard. But it could have not gone that way.
There's a really neat trick. If you are planning on watching this again, I would have a look at this because I noticed it while it was happening. The entire time you've got Wrecker fighting with the rest of the troops and stuff, you've got the camera angles fixed at like a sort of mid thing at like eye level with all of them. But as soon as you've got Omega who's running, the camera angle goes all the way down, looking up at Wrecker, making him look so much bigger.
Yeah.
And it's just this like monster type like thing that's coming after Omega. I was really worried that she was going to shoot him.
Yeah, so was I.
I was like, they can't do that. Surely not.
That's why I liked it so much, though. They could. We have no guarantees that any of them are going to make it through.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, she could be forced to pull the trigger here, and she was so close as well.
Oh yeah.
This is so well done.
Yeah. Oh, big time. And you got well, first of all, they need to teach Omega how to like switch to stun, so she could have just stunned him. You know.
Yeah, they didn't plan that out. Well, wasn't really time to plan it out, but they didn't really fight back too well.
Well, they were all in shock, weren't they? Like they weren't really.
I guess I would have thought Rex would have been like, "Okay, guys, like we knew this was a possibility."
Right. Yep.
Yeah. Because when if we backtrack a bit, you could see he was ready to pull his gun on him right when like Wrecker was like, "I've got a headache." He's whoa.
Yeah. Again, shot very well.
Yeah. Very, very well done. And he was ready to pull his gun, shoot if he needed to. I like to think stun, but yeah, he wasn't messing around. He's like, this is serious. What you've got in your head is a threat. So I would have expected that Rex would have said, "Hey, like and he said it. You're a ticking time bomb."
Yeah.
I would have thought like if he turns, which he is currently doing, we need to be ready to stun him like in an instant. We need to be ready to do this, that, or the other. Like, what's our plan? We're soldiers. I would have thought that would have happened, but then it wouldn't have made it as exciting, I guess.
Well, what I like especially was after all of this has been concluded, like, so he's been knocked out, he's been stunned, and he's unconscious. Cut to him on the bed there getting, worked on. There's a piece of music that's playing, really soft, really, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like, there's a soft piano going on in there. It's very calm and very reflective. And you've got all of them there, clearly thinking about what's just gone down. Omega's very shocked. She wants to stay with him, even after the thing's out. I was worried that he'd be brain dead. All his vitals are still up, but, just nobody home up inside there afterwards. So nice that they haven't done that yet anyway.
Very much so.
But yeah, that just about concludes it for me. We've got these people on like a skiff across from the way, which have got them in their binoculars with very Revan-looking masks.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Wonder if that's just a little Easter egg, little tip of the hat.
Maybe.
Yeah. I did hear that Revan is now officially canon a while ago.
I wouldn't believe it just yet, but
I'm not so sure about any sort of backstory, whether or not that's canon or not. But I'm sure I remember reading or hearing somewhere in another review that I think it was in episode 9 that in the book maybe there was some sort of reference to Revan, and someone took that as Revan's canon now.
Okay.
Or he's part of it some way. Something was named after him. I'm pretty sure, whether it was a starship or a planet or something. I'm sure Revan was mentioned.
Okay, at least the name.
Yeah.
I'll look into that because that does interest me. I think it's been every fanboy's
oh my gosh
dream.
Yeah, I would love a Revan show or a Revan movie. That would be so cool.
Yeah,
with Keanu Reeves playing Revan.
We'll see.
On board that train.
All right. Well, fingers crossed because we got the Acolyte coming up at some point in the future. We got possibly Rian Johnson's trilogy. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows? But all of this is to say. Sorry, did I cut you off there?
No.
Bad Batch is doing great things.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
If I think if they had thrown the type of animation techniques and power into like early Clone Wars show material, I think a lot of people would be sort of more on board for the ride, because it was a bit cartoony perhaps at the start, and it was a bit more kid orientated. But man, they've got some great themes in this one.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I can sit down and watch this series not just because it's Star Wars, but because I'm actually invested in what happens to the group and the small ties all around. That Dave Filoni is doing so well. Like even just with the Dianoga, the trash compactor monster. It makes it fun and enjoyable.
Yeah, and they're just Dave Filoni is just kicking goals left, right, and center with it. I think.
Yeah. In my opinion, with the exception of the Martez sisters, like that, I see what you're trying to do. It didn't score for me. There are some people that like that, and power to them, but not quite for me.
I would like it more if they went somewhere with them. Like
right.
if they make another appearance and I guess they give us something rather than just our purpose here is to throw these random characters in that you now know, and they're just going to be to boost someone's arc to a degree somehow, and then we'll just fob them off somewhere.
Right.
I would like it if they went somewhere.
Yeah. I don't necessarily need them to die or anything. Just walk off into the sunset somewhere. Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right. I reckon we're done there if you don't have anything.
No, I think it's a fantastic episode. I'm still reeling from it, man. That was great.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch that for sure.
Oh, yeah, so will I.
Yeah.
Probably tonight.
Yeah. Nice. A good headphone viewing with that would be in order, I would say, as well.
Ooh, I've never actually watched one of the shows with headphones. That's a game changer.
Yeah. Cut out exterior sound. It does wonders.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to play... Ooh, yeah, we got time for one more game, I reckon.
Excellent.
We're going to play a little something called... Come on, because I made a stinger for this too. Ah, there you are. All right, we're going to play a game called Character Reference.
Wouldn't be nice to you. Doesn't pay much.
We have a job to do. I don't care.
There you go.
I like it.
You see why I wanted to play that? So,
yep.
Yeah. We've only had it once. Typically with newer segments and newer games, I tend to bring them in more often at the start just because we have fun with them, So, but yeah, this is something we go character reference. I'm going to ring up Liam, asking for a reference on a person who's applying for a job. Here we go. So, beginning with bring.
Hello.
Hello there. Is this Liam?
Yes. May I ask who's speaking?
Hello. My name is Boris, and I am here on behalf of Entertainment for Kids Incorporated.
Yep.
You have a pal, I believe, by the name of Yoda. Is that correct?
By the name of?
Yoda.
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 Yes.
Yoda. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Well, look, he's applied for a job with us and he's put you down as a reference.
Yep.
I'm wondering if you might be able to give a bit of a backstory. He says you two went to what has it got here? Ketamine addiction therapy together.
Yeah. Look, that was a different time. Obviously, we've both had our dark journeys. I mean, what person hasn't?
Yep.
But look, Yoda really, really turned his life around, and he's got a history of incredible work with young people, training them up in different skills. He's very wise, very much a pay it forward mentality, very much wants to rise up a new generation of people in the right way.
Okay, yep. I noticed on our little questionnaire here, there was a box, have you ever committed any war crimes? And he hasn't ticked yes or no.
Okay.
I'm going to follow that up with him, but perhaps you could, any insight there?
Look, are you aware that he was in the Jedi Order?
Oh, no, I'll write that one down there.
Yep.
No, he didn't mention anything there, yep.
Okay, I know a lot of people are a little bit iffy around that. But yes, he was a member of the Jedi Order, and I imagine he hasn't ticked it because there's probably a little bit of conflict on his end around... I know personally he wasn't wanting to be involved in the war.
Gotcha. I mean, probably not at liberty to discuss much of...
No, definitely not. And he hasn't discussed that with myself either.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, one more question for you there, Lee. Thank you so far for your help here. So, entertainment for kids. What sort of entertainment do you think he could provide?
Oh, that is a good question. is there a specific role that he's applied for?
Well, we've just got children's entertainers, so name days, life days, funerals.
For kids.
Look, it's a niche thing, but unfortunately, we live in a world where that happens. So
very true. Yes, forgive me for laughing.
Yep. Yep.
Look, I think he does not look it because of his age. He moves very, very slowly, but he is probably one of the most nimble acrobats I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, good.
So yeah, absolutely. So give him a couple of minutes in front of an audience, and he will amaze them. He will hobble out onto the stage. People will be unsure about what he's doing. Kids will be like, what's this old man going to do?
Yep.
Next thing you know, he's going to be flipping through the air, spinning around.
Oh, great.
Yeah, very much an acrobat.
All right. Well, I believe we have everything here. Thanks again for that. And also, keep it up with your own progress as well with the addiction and whatnot.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, good steps.
Excellent.
Okay, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.
Okay. All people, Yoda going for a job.
Well, I do like to imagine, he everywhere he goes, he's always like, just grunting with every step.
Yeah. Employed, I must be.
Yeah.
I heard Yondu at first. I'm like, Yondu's a pirate. He's not going for a job.
Yondu. Oh man, that's Marvel Universe.
Yondu.
Yeah.
What's the pirate in?
You're thinking of
Hondu. I'm thinking of Hondu.
Yeah, Hondo.
Hondo. Yes. Yeah.
Hondu? Yeah, maybe Hondu.
Oh, no, I think Hondo. I think you're right.
Okay, yeah.
Yondu is Mary Poppins, right?
Yeah. Mary Poppins. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Well, Yoda. Hopefully he's successful.
No worries. If you have a Star Wars character you would like us to give a reference for, turnsounds@gmail.com. And while you're at it, perhaps you might consider plugging in at turnsounds.com and joining us, helping us pay for some of the things that we have to pay for here. Because, boy, there'll be a short little rant on that one before we end the show today. But we are needing some help, let me tell you. But we got no disintegrations. We have our dialect of the day, and then we're going to be plugging in turnsounds.com. Those of you who are watching the video from there, you're going to get a little extra content. Liam's brought in a lightsaber. So
yeah, I have.
It's where the fun really begins. Let me tell you. All right. So, no disintegrations. Who's going to be singing us into this?
No disintegrations.
Good question.
Dean Martin has not graced us in a while.
It's been a minute. Let's go, Dean Martin.
Dean Martin, thanks for all you do on our show.
Everybody loves the prequel sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in the Force just tells me Andrew's time is now.
Okay, so no disintegrations. This is the part of the show. I like it a lot because it makes you think back on Star Wars and like the things that make you enjoy it and continually view it. So, Liam, what do you like about Star Wars?
I already said it, so I am going to say it again. I had an Easter egg in this episode.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, actually.
Yeah, so I planned that quite well.
Okay.
The phrase, good soldiers follow orders.
Yes.
Good soldiers follow orders. Hearing them say it, like especially the clones that you've developed a connection to, it just tugs on your heartstrings. Like, man, I know what you're about to do now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The worst offender, of course, being Rex,
Yeah. Oh.
Each time you're like,
shaking. And,
I'm a grown man. I'm not going to cry at this for the third time today.
I will compose myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that phrase. Yeah.
It's good. And then to like hear it segmented as well, just to hear like Wrecker grunting, just saying, good soldiers.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, no.
Exactly.
Shush. No.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
No. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I like it. All right. For me, I'm talking about ships coming out of hyperspace. I don't know how I haven't brought this to your attention before because it's a big favorite of mine. Both coming from the perspective of the ship and from like the planet looking outward at the ship.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at just dead space and you've got something blast into the frame, you know, you got something blast into the frame and then it like slowly glides out. You know, you see that in Last Jedi does a great couple of those actually. But then also you see in this Bad Batch series, like their ship, you'll see it flying along like that tube that is hyperspace, you know, the multicolored blue thing, whatever. But you see the planet, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like it starts off time, but then like, whoom, and like, yeah,
that is brilliant. I do like that. I really like that.
Yeah. The Fallen Order video game does that really well as well, if you've played that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Neat. For anybody who is listening to that, if you can just imagine, whoom, then that's yeah. People watching this on YouTube, go to YouTube and you'll see me do that, and it'll make more sense to you. Yeah. All right. Well, we're now going to move into our dialect of the day.
You can understand that thing?
Indeed, we can.
Yes.
This is where I bring you a language from Star Wars. Now, we've been doing this chronologically, which is nice. We find ourselves at Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. The most recent one was Salacious Crumb. So who do you reckon might be next? We've had Jabba. We've had Bib Fortuna. Most recent was Salacious Crumb. Who do you reckon's next?
I don't know.
A rather uninspired one, I must say.
Yeah?
Great sounding voice, but there's like no variation in the speech.
Ah.
This is Leia in her Boosh Boush bounty hunter costume. Here we go. That's somehow A and Yoto
is a whole language.
Is the whole thing. But it's probably all about the pauses, you know?
Yeah. I mean, look at Chewie's language.
True, actually. How can I talk at all? Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
I like it.
I wouldn't have even thought of that because it's not. Yeah, it's a mask.
Mm.
Yeah, there you are.
There you go. Yeah. I do like it. One more time, won't we? Yeah.
I like the broken. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that'll just about do it there. One little note for you, for those of you who have not plugged in. Well, you should, is what you could do. We're doing our best to give you more content, and we've put together these neat little stickers as well. So we have an option for you to give us a postal address and do that for you, where you can plug the show and be a good little listener. But as far as our subscriptions to things like our distributor for all of our audio and our different, domain name permissions and all of these things, these do cost us money, and we're barely out of the negative after about 3 years. So we're getting there, and there are some people who have really helped us out thus far. But I wanna try and appeal to your generous nature and say, yeah, if you would consider plugging in, there are two different options, and you can definitely let us know how we can improve upon our show, what new things that we can provide to you, and you can feel good about knowing that you've helped us. As Saul Guerrero says, follow the dream, keep the dream alive,
save the rebellion,
lies. Yeah. So I need that as a soundbite, actually. Deception. Yeah.
Borgullet will know.
Yeah, Borgullet.
What was it? Borgullet.
It's Borgullet.
Yeah.
I look forward to that dialect later on. Stay tuned. Well, we're now going to join those who have plugged in at turnsounds.com. Until the next one, I've been your host, Isaac Mark Anthony. Admiral Isaac Barr, I think I was.
Followed by youngling Liam dropping the shades. Doing my job well today.
Yeah. Not to be confused with throwing shade. Liam doesn't do that.
No.
Yeah.
It's wholesome.
Yeah. All right. For those of you who are plugged in, you're going to get one of those Liam kisses as well. So that's special. No, not yet. Not yet.
Sorry.
But yeah, that'll be it. Until the next one.